Well, alrighty, good morning, fellas. How are we doing? It's still early for me. What's up? What's up? We're starting off today with something a little special. Okay, before someone else buys it in chat, I'm getting a little shiny flipperino here. I'm going to purchase the Graveler really quick and then explain it to you guys after. So I just bought that shiny Pokemon. Male shiny Graveler, okay? Male mineral egg group for 1.75 million Pokeyen, correct? It's in a Master Ball, which is kind of cool. Now that Graveler had pretty darn good stats. Let's go ahead and let's go to the PC and go over it really quick. All right, here's the Graveler. Let's check out the stats. Keep in mind, 1.75 million Pokeyen, dude. 25 plus in HP, defense, ignore special attack. Now, keep in mind, ignore special attack. I did not factor this into my price check at all. The reason being, so few Pokemon in the mineral egg group need the special attack stat that you're going to lose yourself money or hurt yourself if you try to factor that in. But this was 1.75 mil. Even if we go ahead and look up 31 special defense, mineral egg group, where is it at? Mineral egg group male, search, shiny, got to turn that part on. The cheapest one there, I could flip it just with that. The cheapest one there would even be 2.1 mil. Now with the other stats, the way that I would do this is the lowest price check possible would be something like this. Also, the impish nature is good. Keep that in mind. This is the lowest kind of price check. Now obviously this Vanillish isn't comparable. It's much better. Keep that in mind. But this is an extremely good Graveler, is the TLDR. This is an extremely good Graveler. Bought it for 1.75. I'm gonna go ahead and sell it for 2.85 or 2.8, just because I wanted to sell kind of quickly, and that should allow me to do so. Exactly. I think I'm gonna do the 2.8. Because once again, I just think that will allow it to sell super quickly. I probably could sell it for more, but I want to get my capital moving and get things flowing. It's something I've been stopped up on. As you can see, the market's been a little bit slower for certain luxurious things like shiny breeds or things like 2012 Pokemon. So if you can list them, if you lower your margins and just get them moving more quickly, it's probably a lot better. All right, but away from the shiny flipping, today's schedule, dude, we've got Zebstrika on our hands. I've been farming swarms off stream, guys. I've been trying to make as much progress as possible. As you can see, I did a fair amount, 40 swarm Pokemon off stream. I'm very happy with that, honestly. That brings up, it's gonna increase my pace. I'm trying to get ahead of my pace. My pace being one tablet, one raid Pokemon a day. If I can get ahead of my pace, it's gonna make it a lot easier to do either raids on alt accounts or do things like doing that fresh account challenge that I've been talking about. Alrighty, a quick Whismur swarm just to wake up, and then we'll go ahead and head over to the Zebstrika raid, which is supposed to be, I mean, everybody said, oh, this raid's the easiest raid so far. The Zebstrika raid actually looks like the easiest raid so far. It's kind of insane. It's literally just seems like you spam Earthquake with a bunch of ground types, and then that's pretty much all you need. Are you going to go for the 480? I am going for the 480 for all 12 tablets. I don't know if it's actually we don't know what the reward is yet. We think you only need the 12 dead flowers for Shaman. That's the hope. We don't know if you're going to need tablets for the Shaman encounter. We don't really know what the tablets are going to be, what the reward is going to be for. We don't know. I'm going to go for it because why not? It's another completionist thing to do in PokeMMO, and I love this game, so more completionist, the better. Do you think it would be worthwhile for the devs to complete the Battle Frontier with all the symbols and Frontier Brains after they finish working on the raids? This might be a hot take, but I don't think so. Unless I saw a huge surge of the community that was like, wait a minute, dude, I actually love Battle Frontier, blah, blah, blah. I don't think that many people care. Maybe I'm just wrong. I don't think there's that many people that actually care about Battle Frontier. Even if it was totally complete, I don't think people actually care. I don't care about it personally. I'm trying not to extrapolate my thoughts and feelings to everybody, but from my understanding, my grasp on the community is that I don't think people really care about Battle Frontier that much. I think they want PVM content and they want endgame PVM content, but I don't think they want Battle Frontier to be it. I think they want dungeons, they want raids, they want that boss battle type etiquette. When is the best time to buy vanities from this event? Generally, same thing as I always say. Selling everything in the first half and then buying everything in the second half to latter 40% is generally the method you want to go by. That's just general advice. Don't take that as law. Don't take that as the only financial, don't even take it as financial advice. That's just what I do. What I recommend personally is yeah, selling everything during the first half as supply comes in and demand sort of whittles out. You can stuff lowers in price or whatever. So trying to figure out when something's at its bottom out price is a tough thing to do, but try to figure that out. You want to finish. Now I do say you want to finish buying all your investments, in my opinion, as much as possible around 2 or 3 days before the event ends, because the last 2 to 3 days things will go back up in price because panic buyers will set in, and like FOMO will set in, or people will be like, people will start to have this feeling of like, oh shit, once this event is over, I'm never gonna be able to get this item again. I actually do kind of like it. Oh fuck, I do. Oh, I'll just buy it. Fuck it, whatever. And then FOMO sets in, buyer's remorse sets in, and then after the event is over, usually things drop again. So keep an eye out for that. That's just general market trends. Certain things are different. Like the white, I always look at like the white rabbit plush. Like the white rabbit plush just went up and up and up and up. So like you can't do that for everything, but just keep that in mind. General trends. Speaking of comparable to like the white rabbit plush, this is not comparable at all, dude. I feel bad for the temporal cape owners. This thing, to be fair, it actually has gone back up a little bit, but look at, dude. After this thing became undyeable / uncolorable, this thing tanked in value. It's already, it's like, these are yellow. Like, these are too expensive. This thing was like 30 mil minimum, 30 to 32 plus, 30 to 40. And then as soon as it became undyeable, it tanked down to like 25. I saw it at like 22, 23. I mean, they're yellow at 25. So it makes, I feel like someone's desperately trying to like hold the price up, it kind of seems. All right, with no active swarms up that at least I haven't taken care of, let's just go do the Zebstrika raid, dude, honestly. Rumel, if you want to get in the link, let's go ahead and get a link going together. Let's check out the raid locations as well. All right, for anyone curious about the raid locations of Zebstrika, it looks like we're looking at Route 16 for Kanto, Route 44 for Johto, Hoenn is Route 117, Sinnoh is Fudo Ironworks, and then Unova is going to be Route 2. That's all the locations. And this is all pinned information in my Discord under Raid Battles chat, but that is all the locations for Zebstrika. Let me put my utility Pokemon away and get the team started building. Now, I'm going to bring Rampardos because he's a baller, and he could obviously do absolute work here. I could potentially bring... Doesn't have Earthquake though. Earthquake spam just seems to be the play. Like, I'm looking for my Garchomps. I know I have a couple Garchomps in here. I could just bring that extra Garchomp, but it's not EV trained. This is 55. What level is this raid actually is the next question. Oh man, I haven't even thought about that. This is 84 though, will be good. Dude, I spent this morning watching Cav, who's in chat, his video on the strat. He's like, guys, like, I just can't recommend enough. Like, if you're solo queuing, bring the screen Sableye. If you're solo queuing, Sableye. It's good advice, but it was just awesome to hear it. Yeah, it was just good memes, dude. I gotta remember to put a light clay on my Sableye this time, because yesterday I forgot to do that, and that was a mistake. Like, I'm just gonna search the move Earthquake and see what Pokemon I have access to it. Would defensive T-Tar be decent here? I feel like it probably would be. I got my Mamoswine. Just ground types that have EQ access. Is Crocodile too frail? Becomes another question. I know it has. What's the move pool on the Zebstrika? Wild Charge, Overheat, and I'm missing the other two moves. Oh, Low Kick is one of the moves. Okay, T-Tar gets fucked by its fighting move. Yeah. That makes sense. Gotcha. I don't actually have... Golurk might be good. Dodges. Yeah, Golurk might actually be really good. Trying to think about it. Dodges, Low Kick, dodges, Wild Charge. Quagsire is probably solid if I had a high-level Quagsire, but I don't know if I do, honestly. I'm looking for high-level memers because it does become a problem. They have to be like 65 plus or whatever. Gliscor is great. I saw Gastrodon in his one video. Flygon I've heard is really good here. We're just shouting out options. I think you're overthinking it. Raid is actually a joke. Probably true, but I want to be prepared as possible. I've heard Aerodactyl is actually pretty good. Well, maybe not actually. It's probably too frail. I just want to be prepared as possible. Whenever there's like a teammate situation involved, I think you should do your due diligence to like try to get as prepared as possible for something. You know, if you're gonna have teammates in any activity, I think that's very, very important. Preparing is fun also. Yeah, I prefer prep. I feel like I prefer like preparing and creating a PvP team, for example, more than actually playing PvP. Like, that stuff is super, super fun to me. That's why I'm super excited to start making PVM Pokemon. I don't have a high dragon, dude. I've got to make myself a high dragon for upcoming PvP events. Yo, cool, man. I hope I understood something about this raid and about the raid. Is it event only? So the current raids are only for this event, but raids will be returning in a permanent fashion. It's very similar to how alphas work. So if you played like last year during the anniversary event, alpha Pokemon, or I guess 2020, was the anniversary event 2022 or 2023? Holy shit, it was 2022. Okay. If you played during 2022, they like teased alpha Pokemon were tested during the anniversary event and then taken out and sort of like re-released as a permanent feature like months later. I'm thinking it'll be a similar thing with seems like it'll be a similar thing with raids. Yo, Patrouski, I made 1 mil yesterday just catching swarms and dittos when the swarm chills down. I believe it's faster to do with red envelopes if you have a team, but it's a nice YouTube video. Yo, what's up, dude? No, yeah, for sure. I mean, the best money making method, if you're a new player right now, if you're like fresh out of Pallet Town, like the best thing you can do is just do whatever swarms you have access to and then just farm Abundant Shrine. Like even if you farm Abundant Shrine poorly, the Pokeyen per hour is going to be like decent or to solid, you know? I have 80k Pokeyen left. Everything went to Mysterious Balls. As an investment, dude, how cheap are they right now? How cheap are like Mysterious Great Balls, for example? 27, 25? Okay. What about... Man, those 30 for 25 is actually tempting. Ultras are just up there, dude. Ultras have like not dropped much. What are premieres sitting at? I just, once again, I really like premieres. Maybe that's, oh man, maybe I'm just fishing for that, for too big of a whale. Because I really like how, look how few premieres are on the GTL. Maybe I'm fishing for too big of a fish. Look at this. Oh my goodness, dude. Only 58 listings. Now there's gonna be like some with like 10, 3, you know. But that's pretty crazy. Alright, time to do the raid arena. I'm ready whenever. I'm gonna go ahead and just jump into the queue. No rush for my team. Like, whenever you have your team prep, whenever you're ready, just jump into it. I'm gonna be sitting here chilling. Has RP dropped 500? Because I need 500 RP to be able to buy the dragon. So 5,000 is 1.239. What's 1k at? 2.4. It's around the same. It's around the same price. I could go ahead and spend this Pokeyen, and that'll give me access to the dragon, and I can pick which one I want, with Lucky Red or Lucky Gold. What are they sitting at right now in terms of Pokeyen as well? Let's check both of them. I almost want to gamble. I'm not gonna lie. And what I say by that, not gamble by opening sealed product. What I almost want to do is I almost want to like not buy one of the dragons during this event and see if they go down in price as time goes on for like after, because I feel like there's going to be so many new players who bought the dragon thinking of it as an investment, but like a really short-term one, who just want to like panic sell as the event ends, you know? I think there's a very possible chance for that. Yo, Pat, what's going on? I have to do all my raids still. I haven't had the Mons nor the time as of late. Thankfully, I was really worried about heading into this event, that you'd have to like really time crunch to do all the raids. Dude, I feel like you could join this event last day and if you really put in the work and effort, you could join this event final day and do all the raids. I think it's actually like pretty doable. The harder part's gonna be finding a good team or finding like 3 other people who haven't done those raids. That's probably the more difficult part, honestly. Hi, Pat. Do you know which Pokemon can kill the hordes at Mount Silver? Like the, what's it called? The Dodrio / Donphan hordes. There's only 2 Pokemon that I'm aware of. They both need Mold Breaker to get through the sturdy, and also like special attacking like Surf to kill Dodrio. I'm aware of Haxorus or Rampardos. Rampardos is kind of better, but very, very slightly so. Rampardos is a 65 special attack stat, which I know is not great, but it's the best we have for that location. And it works. And then Haxorus has 60. I have a guide on this. If you Google like what's the best XP training guide PokeMMO or like best XP spot PokeMMO, I do have guides covering all of this as well in depth. Dude, I mean, that's what I've been saying, Bill. Like, I feel like people are, it's really easy to be cocky and arrogant right now. Like, oh, it's day 4. All the raids have been pretty easy so far, relatively. Obviously not for everybody. Dude, we have 8 more days of raids. Like this, we're done with the easy tier now. It's about to hit medium and then hard difficulty. I think it's going to get a lot harder, and I'm trying not to call it too easy before I regret saying that, you know? Alrighty, for those who haven't seen it, here's my 1 box of Swarm Pokemon that all of these can be I think that all of these are ready to be consumed. Wait, I caught something really sick off stream that I wanted to show you guys. Here's all the Mons that I've caught that have IV, all the Alphas I've caught to keep, all the IVs. yada yada. Dude, this Grovyle is one of the better legendary, or not legendary, wild catches I've had in a while, dude. Jolly nature, so ideal nature for a physical Sceptile. If you obviously you can go specials like a tip or whatever, but like Jolly nature, super good, super works. Jolly 20 plus in every stat. For physical, this is not nothing like crazy. It's not like ridiculous, but this is a very cool. This is a UT essentially. I'll end up EV training and XP training this up into a competitive Sceptile. Probably selling it off, being like a budget Sceptile for a new player, but a very cool mon, very cool wild catch. And this 2x31 Arcanine was also caught, which is neat. Are all of your shinies OT? Yes, all of the shinies that I like keep and own. Now I have some in my boxes. Here, let me show you. These ones down here are not OT. These ones are kept for collective purposes. All of these are OT, and obviously there's 3 spots missing. Let's actually just fix that. Where are they at? Golurk, Rampardos. We can move these over to my shiny box, get it nice and clean. Strafty. These just got moved recently due to using these Pokemon. These are competitive ready essentially. I've been using them for the raids. So yeah, I think this is the if I believe correctly, I think this is the chronological order of how I've caught all my shinies. If you're interested in like, this box is essentially 10-11 years of shiny hunting history, just in chronological order. This box tells a story, like as cringe as it is, like it really does. Like there is, dude, how many hours are in this box is like a really good question. Like 1900 from the Stunfist alone. The Rampardos is like 2 to 3,000 alone. Like this box is easily like, there's a lot of times where I have hordes though after those. But this box is easily, most of my hours played are just shiny hunting. So like this box is easily, I would say somewhere between maybe around 6,000 hours, something like that, 6,000 ish. I'll say that number. Yeah, it's around 6,000 hours or so. Yeah, it's a lot of hours in that box, dude. If you sold all of your shinies, would you be one of the richest players in the game? Theory question. No, not even close, which is really funny. Absolutely not. I think we did this. I count shinies into my net worth a while back. If I sold all of my shinies, or if I sold everything, if I liquidated my entire account, I think I'd have somewhere around like, back when I calced it, was it 350 mil? So probably now like 300 mil or so. Nowadays it's probably closer to like 400 to 500 mil now. I could be mistaken. I would say somewhere around that, but that's not even close to one of the richest players in the game. Like not even, I'm probably not even top 1,000 at that point. Maybe I'm wrong, but there's some really rich players out there. That's like a legit discussion. I think it really just comes down to do whatever you think. It's personal preference, baby lime. Would you count my shiny Corsola, one from a catch event yesterday, as my first shiny? Because it's Squirtle OT. It's really up to you, man. I don't think there's a wrong, like whatever. I think like, so I have a catch event one shiny, and I still count it as like a quote unquote OT shiny of mine, if that makes sense. But like it's still a little different. Like it is still like undeniably a little different. But if someone asked me how many OT shinies I have, I wouldn't like disclude it. That feels a little too silly because I still earned it in a way by, earned it by playing the event or whatever. And consistently, like obviously catch events are RNG, but what do you do? Same with like China. What do you do to control RNG? You play a shit ton of catch events. It took me like 120 catch events over 10 years to win a single one. And then after I won one, I actually won 2 within a couple months. So that was pretty insane. But like it's always important to keep in mind, like I think I would personally consider a catch event one shiny an OT, but that's like up to the beholder, personal preference, however you feel about it. Maybe think of it as a little different, but still like OT, if that makes sense. That's actually a solid. So we're talking about counters to Slaking. My advice would be ghost types. Yeah, once the Slaking raid gets made, which it will happen most likely. Oh, the swarm's gone. I've been wasting much time here. I feel like what's it called? I feel like ghost types are probably going to be the best. Like foul play ghost types are actually probably crazy. Foul play ghost types probably go hard. Doesn't Slaking have Shadow Ball? He has Shadow Ball and Night Slash. Yes, but we don't know what. He only has 4 moves, okay? He's only going to have access to 4 moves. It's very likely he doesn't get one of those. We'll have to see. He would never go Shadow Ball. It's special. He would go Night Slash. Take care of Memers, but we'll have to see what happens. Yeah, do you do daily gym runs? Dude, no. I haven't done daily gym runs in a super long time. Now, I do think you reach a level of wealth where gym runs do become obsolete. Like, why would you spend 1 hour doing a gym run to make 300, 400K? when you can use your capital to flip a shiny in 5 minutes. Like I flipped that Graveler earlier. It didn't sell yet, but it will sell pretty confidently, pretty, you know, eventually. And it takes passive time, like that's the thing, but active time, I only spent 5 to 10, 15 minutes on that Graveler, and it's gonna make me 1 mil. It's making me 3 times the amount of Pokeyen that I would have made from a gym run within, what is that, a fifth, a sixth of the time or whatever. It, like, eventually, once you have enough capital to do flipping and stuff, and you understand flipping and have the knowledge, gym runs do become obsolete to some extent. They're always good, consistent Pokeyen, though. Like, if you want to do them, there's nothing wrong with them. Gym runs for, like, 99.9% of players are super good and are worth it. You shouldn't use that as a way to, like, cope out of gym runs. Now, however, my cash stack right now is really low. Like, I'm too low to where I shouldn't just be flipping. Like, I actually do need to get back to gym runs. I do need to develop a lot of capital, if that makes sense to someone. I'd really like to relearn gym reruns from scratch over the next couple months. What would you recommend to a new player with their first 10 mil? I get that 1 mil question a lot, and I have a video on that, but first 10 mil, things become a lot more complicated. I'd have to, like, to give you a proper answer, I have to sit down and think about it for hours. However, to give you a quick answer, dude, I would just use it to flip to make more. If you have 10 mil Pokeyen, I think that's when you start flipping. That's when you start experimenting, because you can make the risks. I would start shiny flips. Start maybe if you want to, you could maybe make an investment instead. But at 10 mil, you don't really have the capital luxury to like flip and make an investment. You kind of have to pick one or the other. So it's really up to you. If I had 10 mil, I would use, if it's my first 10 mil, I would use that to flip to make more money and get up to around 25 mil. And then once I'm at 25 mil, I would spend around 15 to make long-term investments or so. And then I would keep using that 10 to flip, if that makes sense. I think that's a good way to just use that money to make more money. Here, I actually found my old video. This video should tell us all of the, this should be all of the raid Pokemon this year. I haven't actually gone back to go over this. There's timestamps. It's a long video, but it's times as well. Let's just go ahead and read them all out. So, we've seen some of these. Okay, this should be, I could be wrong, but this should encapsulate all of the raid Pokemon. Steelix, that's going to be a scary one. Holy shit. Slaking, in my opinion, probably the scariest one. Grumpig, we've already seen. Excadrill, that one will be pretty tough. We'll have to see. We'll see. Braviary. Lopunny, we've seen. Stoutland, I feel like Stoutland will be pretty easy. Maybe I'm wrong. Tauros, we should see a raid boss Tauros. Zebstrika, we've already seen. Like, it seems like we've seen all the mons. Like, all the mons, yeah. Ampharos. Perugly, we've already seen. Gyarados. And then after that, Shaman. Gyarados will definitely be people are saying they're really scared of Gyarados. Gyarados will definitely be, like, tough, and he might be the last, like, the raid boss, like the 12th or whatever. At the same time, he has a 4 times weakness. The fact that Gyarados has a 4 times weakness is such a big deal. Prep your bulky electric types now, or maybe even just fast electric. I don't know, electric types, man. Whatever has discharge, something, anything that hits Gyarados for 4 times is gonna be super good. Slaking could get skill swapped by one of the ads to take away its contrary. Yeah, I don't want to think about that. Don't give the devs any ideas, boys. That's terrifying. Alrighty, after some internet issues, we are back. I'm gonna get 2 people in this charm. We're gonna pop a shiny charm. We're gonna go ahead and hunt for Moltres for a little bit on shiny charm as well. Alrighty, fellas, I'm ready whenever you want to, Corellia. Thank you for the charm. I really appreciate it. Comcast is trying to keep me out, okay? Comcast is not a fan of PokeMMO, okay? They're not a fan of the streams. That must be what's happening. Copium. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna fight back. We're gonna get a shiny today. We're gonna start a gamba about whether or not I will get a legendary or a shiny today, or both. We'll see what happens. I think it's gonna happen today, but we're breaking the curse today, fellas. Can the raid Pokemon be shiny? Yes, and yes. You can encounter, like, in the fight itself, the Pokemon can be shiny, and that's a bug. And you won't actually get it shiny if that happens. That happened to somebody. And after you actually beat the raid and you, like, get the alpha Pokemon, now that Pokemon can be shiny, and that you get to, like, keep, and that's, like, that's a raid shalfa, boys. I feel like shiny Spoink / Grumpig is one of the most underhunted shinies in PokeMMO for, like, how good it is. Doesn't Spoink, either Spoink or Grumpig has, like, a ×3 or a ×5 horde. It's a horde shiny. It might be, like, ×3 horde Leppa or something. Let's double check. This is, like, it's easily Jagged Pass horde. That might be ×3. Does Grumpig have a horde? Grumpig does not. So I think it might be a Spoink might be a ×3 Leppa or something. Grumpig's all girl. Dude, I think both are incredible. I think both, like, I think it's one of the most under-hunted shinies. I think it's so sick. I'll have to go show that spot off more on stream at some point in the future. I'm looking at the Discord chat, Pat, and all the recent shinies do not have shiny in the name. That's a big deal, dude. That is concerning. So for those who don't know, the shiny warning is currently bugged / glitched. So if you try to run from a shiny, the game won't warn you. You will just run. And then people are also saying that apparently it doesn't even show shiny in the name anymore in the battle. That's really, this is a bug / glitch, so keep that in mind. That's really scary though. It's really sad. So if you're doing any shiny hunting right now during this event, please pay more attention than you normally would. It's way easier to lose a shiny than it previously has been. Now thankfully, just crank your sounds up, dude. Sounds are important. Go to settings, sound effects volume. This is what triggers the shiny noise. As well as if you have my custom strains, I think it has the white boxes or whatever still. It strains, I'm like 99% sure. Yeah, it might be an issue of strains. People seem to be split on the issue of whether or not. I have to double check. I know the white boxes, that's a strings thing. My shinies do that. That's a strings thing. That's not a glitch in the name or whatever. I don't know. It's good to talk about, I guess. Basically just be like PSA, hey, please be more aware while shunting. Things are dangerous right now. Archetype counter warns you still. It pops up when you get a Shiny Legendary. That's really cool. So if you're someone who like is a super lazy shunter and you really want to like not miss out on something, apparently Archetype encounter gives you like a little pop-up if you encounter a Shiny or Legendary. You have to like click away from that before continuing the battle. That's actually like legit a really cool feature. I miss when I was a kid and I could just have a Pop-Tart and think to myself, man, that was an awesome lunch. I feel like I still live like that. Dude, this morning I had, for breakfast, I had 2 chocolate-covered cherries, a cup of Mountain Dew, and then an energy drink. That's what I've had. So I feel like I'm living my life like I'm 14, dude, in terms of my diet. And I'm thriving, dude. What can I say? Can you get the Temporal Cape and red envelopes? No, you can only get them. That's the ultra rare, and the ultra rare vanity you can almost always only get in like the higher end one, so the lucky red envelopes. The amount of times I open red envelopes, I get 2 times nuggets, stardust, super zincs, etc. Rarely get something worth sub 4K. At a certain point, opening red envelopes does become profitable. At a certain point, opening sealed product does become profitable. But an issue to keep in mind is that you have to sell that stuff with the listing fee. You have to sort through all of that stuff. An underrated part of that process of like opening those things for quote unquote profit is like the profit you make per hour gets severely limited because you have to actually go through, spend time, so much time sorting through stuff, selling stuff to Pokemarts, and the time it makes, the minimal profit if you open like, let's say like red envelopes are worth 5,400 a piece. And they have like an average value of around like 5,500, right? So you make 100 Pokeyen per red envelope on average. How many can you open per hour? Probably a lot. But even if you open like, yeah, what would be some insane math? Let's say you open 10,000 red envelopes in an hour. I don't think you can. Let's do 5,000. Even that seems really high. But let's do it. Fuck it. Let's say you could open 5,000 red envelopes per hour. Let's do that times 100 Pokeyen profit per. That's 500k profit, which is actually really good per hour if you were able to open 5,000. However, now you have to spend all of the time and energy selling it all on the GTL, dealing with listing fees. That's easily going to cut your profit, you know, down at least to half, I would say. Especially if you're spending you're probably spending 2 more hours, right, sorting through it all, would be my guess. So that becomes, if you're doing 3 hours on everything, one hour to open, 2 hours to sort, 166k profit per hour, which is obviously really good if you're like on a fresh account. The issue is if you're on a fresh account, you don't have the upfront capital to buy 5,000 envelopes. So that's the whole thing, is like if you're someone with the capital to buy that many envelopes, if they're profitable, even if, you know, best case scenario they're profitable, you probably, it's still not worth it for you the money per hour like never really ends up being good enough, even if they become profitable at a certain point. What's the best item farming place right now? Is it still Meowth? It really is just like whatever hordes you're interested in, whatever you want to do. Flame orbs were up. Are they still up? They're kind of still up, 12k a piece. I think Heatmore is a beautiful shiny. If you think Heatmore is a beautiful shiny and you don't have a shiny Heatmore, go to do ×5 hordes. I have a video covering this money making method. Go to do ×5 hordes of Heatmore with Frisk, and like farming flame orbs along the way is super good. Farm Toxic Orb. Toxic Orb is, sorry, like I was saying, Toxic Orb is an awful farm. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Toxic Orb is an awful farm because the only way to get Toxic Orb is by farming Mucks. I believe that's the one that I'm aware of. Yeah, remember having Mucks, and you have to single encounter for Muck. It's a rare encounter, so you probably end up seeing like 10 to 20 per hour max, probably less. And they're worth 80k a piece if you get one, but the issue is it's like a 5% chance or something to get a Toxic Orb on a Muck. So if you see, let's go on the hyper high end, right? Let's say that you see 20 Mucks per hour, right? And you see a Toxic Orb every 5 or whatever, so it's 100 divided by 5. I think it would be 20, right? So that's 1 Toxic Orb an hour. Oh wow, 1 Toxic Orb an hour. That doesn't sound that bad at all. How much are Toxic Orbs? Oh, they're 80k. Oh, so it's 80,000 Pokeyen per hour. That's like proper shite, mate. Like that's, you know, like that's, you realize how bad something like that is really quickly when like, oh, Toxic Orbs are worth so much, but it's like, oh no, they're actually like really bad money per hour though, you know? I tried to farm Toxic Orbs, 3 hours later, gave up, got 0. Yeah, that is pretty much the life of a Toxic Orb farmer. Such a classic noob bait money making method because they make their Breloom and they see this the shock value at seeing the price of Toxic Orb on the GTL. Yep, Toxic Orb is a noob trap money making method, similar to how Cyndaquils used to be. I always talked about that. Like Cyndaquils were a huge noob trap money making method back when Cyndaquils were still in the Johto or the Hoenn Safari zone, because Cyndaquils were like 30k a piece back then, right? And then even with Cyndaquils being 30k a piece, they were a horrible money per hour met, like one of the worst, because you would get like 1 Cyndaquil every hour and a half, hour and 20 minutes. So you end up making like 15 to 20k per hour, but the base price of 30k just for 1 Cyndaquil was like so enticing that everybody wanted to go do it, and it was just horrible money per hour. Is now a bad time to start buying Riches Charms? Let's check. What are Riches Charms at? I would buy any Riches Charms that are like 75k a piece. Or sorry, 45k was what I meant to say. I am so sorry. 45k, the amount of misspeaks on stream. They're 52k a piece. They're a little more expensive than I would like. I bought a couple for like 47k a piece. I mean, I would like to see them go down more personally, but like just everybody knows about gym runs now, man. Everybody, like gym runs back in the day, these would drop to like 35k a piece during Lunar New Year, like during events like this. And I know that it's never going to happen again, because now more people have access to gym runs, more people do them. It makes total sense. But it's interesting. I wonder whose fault that is. If people want to blame me for the cost of Riches Charms and people having access to gym runs, I will take the blame. That's fine. I think it's a good thing. People should have access to it. People should have access to a daily, like, consistent Pokeyen maker like that. I think gym runs are super good. Everybody should, it's just a helpful thing to have access to. I think it's better for the game, even if it raises the cost of Riches Charms. I think it's super worth it. Are you the best PokeMMO player? No, not by a long shot. Not even close. I think I have a decent general knowledge of a fair amount of things, and I think I hopefully make decent enough guides to be a good content creator. But absolutely, like, someone who is the best PokeMMO player wouldn't even waste time making content. That's the reality of stuff like that. If someone is ever spending more of their time to like make videos, stream, whatever, it's pretty hard to be the best at anything if you're also spending time on that thing. Which is why like I think people like Woofy are like such a insane, like Woofy is such a one in a lifetime person because he is so goddamn good at Pokemon, and yet he does still spend so much time making, like, that's a really, really rare thing. Most people who like make content or do stuff like that, they don't have the time to be the best at what they're doing as well, you know? Here, while we're waiting for more swarms, dude, let's just go do some lore encounters over at Charmander. This is where I last got my secret shiny, Blossom. So, you know what, or no, sorry, the secret shiny Nidoran female. So maybe we'll get another shiny in this is the exact location I got it on video on accident. Dragonair Swarm, dudes, one of the best, a very good one to go shiny check, catch, whatever you want to do. Almost a full box of Swarm Pokemon that are worthy of getting consumed now. Feels pretty good. Here, since we're just waiting for more swarms to pop up, I don't really feel like going for Moltres right now for a split sec. Let's just go consume the swarm. I have like 50 or something swarm Pokemon saved up. It's day 4. I've got 3 tablets. My goal pace for a while now has been 1 tablet and 1 raid done every single day. But let's go to Necrene City. If I can increase that pace, it's obviously better. So let's go ahead and try to get... I want to try to start getting like 1 tablet ahead, possibly. Like, these are all the Pokemon. We have almost 60 or so to consume. These are all my actual utility Pokemon. You know, ignore these 5 down here. But all of these guys, these should all be consumed pretty much. Let's get started. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. The satisfying part of just consuming mass amounts of Pokemon. See how many Cherish Balls we get. See how many tablets we can get to. 2 more until another Cherish Ball. 1 more. There's our first Cherish Ball today. Pat, do you consume the 1x31s as well? Some of them yes, some of them no. It depends on where the IV is placed, the species, etc. The way that I calculate it, okay? I think I did this the other day on stream as well. The way that I calculate it is that Cherish Balls are what? 55k a piece, right? And you have to consume 8 Pokemon, right? To be able to do it. So if that Pokemon is worth like... And think about listing fee as well. If that Pokemon is worth like 8k or more to be sold, you probably do just keep it and sell it as a 1x31. But if it's worth less than that, which most 1x31s are at the moment, aside from things like... I kept stuff like this, like 2x31 Growlithe. This is... What is this Minun? 1x31 Speed I kept. This Grovyle with a bunch of other stats and 20 plus. This 20 plus and everything. I've kept something. Dragonairs. This Houndoom, 31 attack Gabite. That's a good one to keep, for example. Or like certain Gabites, stuff like that. It just really depends on species and what's, you know, depends on things. Here's Cherish Ball number 2 of day 4. I'm hearing that you could now repeat the raids you've done to help others. That would be a huge change if that's true, Ramel. If we can get confirmation on that, that would be an absolutely insane piece of news. Oh, I just got something else. Was that a Cherish Ball or a... Oh, I missed it. I don't know if that was a Cherish Ball or a tablet. No tablet yet. Just another... Okay, another Cherish Ball. It should be another mysterious Cherish Ball. Nice. And there's the Rabbit Zodiac tablet as well. Awesome. So we got 4 tablets now, fellas. And still a lot more Pokemon in the PC. How many more do I have? Do I have enough for... There'll be 3... Just pull these out. 5... 4, 8, plus 5, what was that, 13, plus 5 here, like 18, oh, math. So like halfway to the next tablet-ish. Another mysterious Cherish Ball, love to see it. How many Pokemon for each tablet? It's 40 for each tablet, 8 per Cherish Ball. Good question. All right, there's all the Pokemon consumed. We got an empty, nice little swarm box now. We got some Cherish Balls. I'm down to just pop these Cherish Balls for fun. Actually, how much Pokeyen is? I should, dude. I definitely should just be like saving these for Pokeyen, but it's fun content. How much Pokeyen would this be? Like 60k? I could just open them if I ever pop a charm for the fun memes. How many charms do I have? I'm also running kind of low on shiny charms though. All right, back to Moltres jail. No swarms active. Everything consumed. Back to Moltres we go. That was a 1x31. I just removed the summary page. That was a 1x31 Sheldon I caught. That was a good example of a mon to like not consume and probably just like sell for profit is better than going for the Cherish Ball. I haven't seen an Absol Swarm the entire event. That's pretty fucking cool. I wonder if that's actually so sick. I wonder if swarms will be like changing as the event goes on. Has anyone else seen an Absol Swarm so far this event? That's a really cool one. I wonder if they'll end up ever nerfing the soak netball strategy. I feel like it's really, really, really good. I feel like there's so many Pokemon where you're able to false swipe, soak, spore, which changes their type into a water type for those who don't know. You can use netball. It increases the catch rate up to netball to 3.5 times. Like, there's pretty much never a reason. I do it all the time, but there's pretty much never a reason to like use ultra ball for 2 times catch rate when you can always just soak something, turn it into a water type, and get a 3.5 times catch rate. Like, it's just such an insane. It's kind of weird to nerf. No, not really. It's really, really powerful. How much netballs cost? Like, if a Pokeball is too centralizing, it usually gets nerfed. One of the coolest things about PokeMMO is like how many Pokeballs are like relevant to the metagame. Netballs do cost $13.50, which is pretty fair. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if they lowered the catch rate to like 3 times. It's a really, really powerful strategy. Yeah, dude. Solo queuing into Abundant Shrine seems even worse to me personally. Like, that seems more painful than solo queuing into raids. At least with raids, you can like use Sableye, like Cavs talked about. You can like use Sableye and set up screens and like do certain things to like support your team to enable them to like be good and take less damage and like be useful, versus like in Abundant Shrine, if you randomly solo queue up, somebody can just like use all your evolution charms and use all the resources from the group and just be a selfish, like, it can, yeah, that seems way worse and way more painful than queuing up, solo queuing to raids. Fun fact, you can pull 2 lucky red envelopes out of 1 lucky red. That's kind of funny. Double the profit. Clearly it's good to gamble then, right guys? Dude, this is crazy. I was saying earlier that I feel like netball could get nerfed, and I feel like this math really proves. Let's see if I can show this on stream, actually. It'd be cool to show on stream. Look at this. So this is a Excel spreadsheet that people have been keeping for Lunar New Year event catch rates for Pokemon, okay? Make it bigger. And this right column, as you can see over here, this one over here, 1% sleep soak net. See that green column? So if you false swipe a Pokemon, here's all the species on the left or whatever. So if you false swipe a Pokemon to 1 HP, put it to sleep, use soak on it, and use a netball, it makes like every single Pokemon 100% catch rate or more, except for only 3 Pokemon. And those 3 Pokemon that don't get 100% catch rate are Absol, Murkrow, and Skarmory. That's it. Everything else is 100% catch rate. Netball is that, like, soak netball is that good of a strategy. I feel like that's got to get nerfed. That's so insane. 2 times 31 Marl. That's cool. We'll take it. That'll be worth to keep and sell. Belly Drum Osbril and Osbrils in general, or Osbril might even become like a relevant PVM Pokemon, man. We'll have to see what happens with that. Hey Pat, how are you? What are phases in shiny hunting? I searched for it and I couldn't find a straight answer. Thing, dude. Of course, this is a great stream question. So phases in shiny hunting is actually a term that has only been picked up by the PokeMMO community over the past like year or so. It was actually a term largely used by just the traditional and normal Pokemon scene for a while. A phase while shiny hunting is like, let's say you want to go get a shiny Gligar, right? And shiny Gligar is a ×5 horde, 50-50 chance with Graveler and Gligar, right? Let's say like your target is Gligar, and on the way to that Gligar, you get like 3 Gravelers, right? So if you've gotten 3 shiny Gravelers, that means you're on phase 4 hunting for that Gligar, if that makes sense. Phases are really just like failed accidental shinies on the way to your target shiny. How do I get Mystic Mirrors? I could go and find nothing. You get Mystic Mirrors from the lucky red envelopes. So if you want one, I would just buy one. But you can get them by opening the lucky red envelopes. All right, we've been doing a lot of swarm. We've been swarm farming for the past like 4.5 hours. We got a fair bit of Pokemon. Let's go consume everything. Is there a 3rd batch of consuming today or 2nd? That's kind of cool. Let's go consume a bunch of stuff. Time to consume, fellas. Talk to the old. I don't understand why she wants them, but she wants to eat a lot of Pokemon. 5 more until. So we'll get the next Cherish ball here in a sec. Okay, it's currently day 4 of the event, and I have 4 tablets. I'm really hoping to get a 5th today, or at least catch enough stuff off stream to be able to have a 5th prepared for tomorrow, so I can get 1 day ahead. Because I'm really scared, like, there's gonna end up being a raid that is so difficult that I'm gonna have to spend way more time on it. So I want to have that like cushion of time essentially, versus constantly having to do enough swarms to where I get 1 tablet a day. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like this grind, I feel like doing swarms for tablets this way is actually slower than the shaman grind. Like, I feel like every day it takes me about 4. This might be a overestimate though. I don't know, man. I think it takes me like, there's a tablet. Nice. Okay, so that's tablet number 5. Was it Dragon that I got? Okay. Whew. I feel like it takes like 4 hours every day for a tablet. So if it's 4 hours per 1 tablet, 12 times 4, that's 48 hours. Even if we go on the lower end, let's say it's like 40 hours. Dude, oh my God, the tablet grind last year was 16 hours. How is it 40 hours this year? To turn in 480, is that right? Maybe I'm just overestimating the numbers or whatever, but like, I don't know, man. The 480 swarm Pokemon grind seems pretty crazy. Okay, here's the last couple. We got 4 more to consume. Yeah, honestly, yeah, in my opinion, I'm kind of shocked. I feel like mysterious Cherish balls have been dropping slower than I expected. I fully expected them to drop down to like... I've been saying, this is a huge guesstimate. I guesstimate that they'll reach around 20 to 40k at their bottom out price. That was my guesstimate from the start. The fact that they're holding at 50k is honestly pretty surprising. It's still only day 4. They probably will still reach my guesstimate. Like, it's only day 4. There's 12 more days in the event, if I'm not mistaken. That's pretty insane. So we'll see what happens. Let me consume the last of these Pokemon, and we'll call it here, fellas. All right, there we go. The last swarm Pokemon consumed for the day. We've got 5 tablets. We've got how many Cherish balls? 16 of which I probably should just go sell off. I probably am going to sell off, actually. I'm going to sell them. I need the Pokeyen. Even if I want to open for content, we can always buy them back later at a cheaper price, most likely. I'm going to go ahead and just list these ones. And this will be like the reward for today. They're going to be... I'm going to do... Should I do the 40? Let's see. Cherish. I'm going to do the 49.99. Ooh, but there's actually... I don't know. There's a fair bit listed here. But they're all less than a minute. Let's do 49998 like that. That's going to be 800k in value, which is awesome. All right. Whew. 5-hour stream today, guys. Lots of progress. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to try to keep getting ahead and doing some swarms off stream. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the Lunar New Year event so far this year. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Dislike if not, that's okay. Subscribe to the channel for daily videos. Follow the Twitch for daily streams during events like this. Usually streams 4 times a week though, Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. Discord's linked down below for tons of resources and help during the event. And if you want to go above and beyond and support the content, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal/Venmo help out a ton. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day, and good luck in the event. I'll be seeing you later. Peace, Reno. Thank you so much for watching until the very end of the video, and I hope it was a positive asset to your day. The same way everybody listed here is a positive asset to my day, going above and beyond and allowing me to make content every single day. Thanks so much for watching, and have a good one.